I'm from here, so I'm glad I got a little snow.
Yeah. Did you live where regularly?
Now I'm in El Paso, Texas. Yeah.
Oh, in Texas. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no snow. Did I hear somebody?
It's Genevieve.
We can't see you, Genevieve. You got to start your video.
I want my video work. You don't want to see me on the shower jet today.
Oh, that's on
all
purpose.
Right. There it is.
No judgment. No judgments.
I'm having one of those days, I swear, like I'm not catching a break. My car wouldn't start. I need a new battery. Like I haven't showered. I'm like trying to set up for a big booth weekend. So sorry guys, it's not pretty this morning or today.
That's
not even morning anymore.
It's all legal.
Listen, it's 4 o'clock here. I just literally got out of the shower 10 minutes ago. So you're all right, Genevieve.
Better. I just somehow have to fit a shower in before my show tonight. That's my goal.
When I said I'm babysitting a 1-year-old, so if I mute out Genevieve, that's why.
That's fine. I'm actually trying to find my volume right now. Why won't this turn up?
Well, we can hear you.
Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Looks like Hannah's trying to join. Oh, sweet. I found my volume. Okay. One thing went well. So how's everything going? How did everybody finish up their February?
Stressful.
Hey, Hannah, how's it going?
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late.
No worries. We're still missing people, so I'm not too worried. Let's get this back. God, I'm scaring myself.
You look like you must be finishing up like me, Genevieve.
What?
Are you just coming from home? I said you look like you're just like me, finishing up.
Well, I went running this morning, but how you have on eyeliner and look cute, I don't understand that. I'm like, I don't look like that when I go to the gym. I look like this.
Oh my gosh, no, you look great.
You're a liar, but thanks.
I don't know.
But I'm having a hard time hearing you, Hannah.
Oh, I said it just must be lighting or something because I look crazy.
I doubt it very much. So I'm sorry, I was asking, how did everybody finish out their February?
Well, I have something, now you know what, I haven't verbalized this to anybody, especially not my team because of the situation, but they know this, we did promote a new first line director, which actually gives us structure again.
Nice.
Congratulations.
For executive, but I haven't told them because again, like I'm telling you where I came from, you know, like those 2 years when we were executive was just so stressful. Like keep your director, you know, we're going to go, like, I don't even want to tell them that we have structure. Like, I've got a couple more. I've got one other girl that I think will have her 5th this month that so potentially could another first line, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I want to get like a little bit more.
Do the new people,
I don't know.
Do the new directors?
I'm sorry?
The new directors don't really know that you're working on that either?
So,
yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I know you do. I don't know. I'm fearful. It was such a bad place to be when we were it was just like treading water. And like, I feel like I'm glad we're having this conversation today about with directors and stuff, because I've started to do some stuff, but again, it's all very different than what I did before. So like, instead of focusing on the executive team, I really want to focus on their businesses. You know what I mean? Like that's.
So the directors that you have, are they excited to keep their directorship and be a director at conference and those kind of things? Like, do you feel like?
Yes.
So,
like one girl, she was a director. When I lost executive directorship last summer, it was like June 1st maybe. So that morning we woke up, lost it, but she promoted.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was like it was sick, but like, you know, we had to celebrate a promotion stuff, but she lost it within 3 months, probably because of where my mindset was. But then she biked and she was okay with it. She didn't want to stress about it. She's got some other issues too. But she re-promoted to an advanced December 1st. Like a girl under her promoted, and then her team had enough sales. She promoted to an advanced director, from a consultant to an advanced director. And I just talked to her last night. She was not green last month. and this is her 3rd month, but she finally said to me last night, we were talking, she said, I am not losing my directorship. I am not losing it. Like, I need this. Like, so that was very encouraging, because she's probably one that I would see would sort of chisel back. So yes, every one of my directors right now is very.
So Anna, what about if you go tell your team that and just be really honest and just say, look, I want to share this with you because I'm excited, and it shows momentum in our team, and I want to show that I am excited for you guys, but I have to tell you, like, this is my personal fear, is I don't want to get back into this, keeping directorship in the wrong ways, or, you know, and creating that kind of environment, and just say, I want to find a way to have this as a positive environment, and I want this to be as much about you guys as it is about me. Like, why don't we brainstorm ways that we can do that together so that they feel like they're a part of it? Because I think if they knew they were a part of it, it would make them excited and proud to be a part of it. And if they also understand what your fears are, they can also help. I mean, maybe they have to call you on it and say, you know, like, hey, it's not going to happen for me this month, and I just don't want any undue pressure, or whatever it is, depending on where their head is. But I think, I think you can be really honest with them about how you feel, because it's real, and they have to know you're real sometimes.
Yes. Well, they do. Like I said, I've spent the last, probably really hit me like the last, maybe the last 5 months or so, been very humble with them, and, you know, I've apologized for, for those directors that have been around for a long time, that it was a really crappy place to be, you know.
So cute.
I'll add a personal story to that. Probably it's been at least 5, after I moved here, so somewhere between 5 and 10 years, my national promoted to a national. And Judy stepped in, and that was just when she started kind of making organization calls and helping people do that push to executive or push to national. And it really damaged. It really, and so I can feel where you're at. And I will tell you that it took, so then we had some I had some second gen. My second gen helped when she promoted, she helped my national promote to national. And I will tell you that her and that whole director team, and then her upline, were all pissed. There was ripple effects.
What was damaging? I'm sorry, I missed that part, Maria.
They felt used. They felt used, and a chess piece and all of that. And so it did take a lot of damage control and a lot of rebuilding relationships. So when I'm listening to you, I would definitely, I think this is my personal thing, is that I think that you do have to address it with those people that were part of it 6 or 9 months ago, one-on-one. But then like you said, you apologize. You say, but here's the deal, and this is what we have. We're such a powerful organization, and it's all about you this time. And then just move on. And that's what we had to do. And those people that can't get over it, can't get over it. And you know what? But that one person that was and created such a bad atmosphere, she re-promoted to a director like 3 years later. But she's in a completely different place. And I think it's also that as an organization, from my national all the way down, now it's not just a numbers thing anymore. It is about relationships, and it is about her directorship and her why, not about somebody promoting to executive or national.
And I think that we're there, and I don't want you guys to think that, like, when we got to executive, that I was mowing people over to get to exec. Like, it wasn't that. Like, we really, we weren't even working for executive. It truly was like I had this little handful. I'd been sitting as a advanced a while, and I literally a couple of years ago had some weird momentum of people that like promoted a director, and then it was like, oh, this person could. It was like and we're like, wow, we should go for executive. Like, it literally was within a 5-month period that I went from being my advanced to going, oh my gosh, we could be executive. But then it was once we got there that like struggle to be, and you know what, you're probably right. A lot of it was probably me. I'm looking at it and saying, none of these girls that were there and are still there for the last 2 years had any growth. None of them had any growth. Nobody's had any, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm more looking at it going,
you're paranoid.
I did this. Yeah, I probably just taking a lot of it on kind of thing. Like, I don't think any of them are mad, and they were all just devastated when we lost it because they're very loyal to me. You know what I mean? Like I think that is part of it. They tend to like me, and we do have a good time together and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think so you're probably right. I think that we've got a director meeting coming up.
It's all in your verbiage. It's a
yes, I know.
It's when you say we a lot, and yeah, it's probably more in your head than anything else.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think there is something to be said with sharing your fears too. Just say, look, this is the kind of atmosphere I want. This is ideally what I want our team culture to be. This is what I'm afraid it'll turn into if we go for executive. And I need you guys to help me, make sure that we don't get in that space. And if we do, I'm giving you permission to call me on it and let me know that that's how it's making you feel.
Mm-hmm. Because I'll tell you, they're going to miss not having the suite at conference.
Heck yeah. That's why I'm trying to go for a conference.
Yeah. That's the only thing I wanted because I remember my executive, Dot Dwyron is my upline, and I remember having meetings there at national conference and stuff. And it's cool to have that. And then I would have an event because the teen time, like we haven't really done much with that. For the last couple of years, I've had like a pizza party and everybody, just sort of a bonding kind of thing, like in the suite, and just sort of have that space to be able to use. That was the big thing I was excited about the first year.
So home office provides that?
No, you pay for it, but they're open for you. Like you get to get rooms ahead of time.
Oh.
Yeah. But you don't have to, as an executive, you don't pay for conference.
Right.
You don't pay. So that's what I would just do is read. No. You don't pay for conference. Yeah, you don't pay for conference. You don't pay for your website anymore. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, well, I found that out, and it was good, and then I'd forgotten about that until I actually then lost it, and then
you're like, this is a bunch of crap.
I'm like, what? This is costing me all kinds of money.
Okay, so it is all about me. Hurry up.
Yeah. Definitely perk.
Okay, so about the suite, Anna, they pay. I know you pay for it, but do you get? I'm assuming it's discounted just like the other rooms are, right?
Yeah. It wasn't that bad, especially in Rosemont. It wasn't. Well, and when I was an executive, was the last 2 years, the last two conferences. I don't think I had. We've been in Rosemont 2 years?
3. No. Shoot, now I'm trying. No, 2. This will be the 3rd year.
2 years. Okay, the first year as an executive, it was right before conference, and that was in Chicago, so I didn't get in on the suites. So the last 2 years, I had suites in Rosemont, and I don't think it was. I mean, it might have been $250 a night. Okay. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't, and I still had some girls come in with me. Some of my directors, I let them come in with me. So I didn't pay for all of it. I did reinvest. I'm very big on just reinvesting a lot of not a lot, but some of what I earn or some of that perks back in. So
that's cool.
But yeah, it's nice to have the room.
Well, that is nice. All right. Well, let's jump into. Well, okay, so how did everybody else? So that was awesome, Anna. Thanks for sharing how your month ended up. That's congratulations.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Don't be sorry. I was just like, I want to make sure.
Monopolize.
Don't. It's nice that we only have 4 of us today so we can share more. So that'll be good. So Hannah, how did your month end up?
It was actually great. My personal business was lower than normal, which was just kind of what I expected last month. But our team had just a great spurt of recruiting my overall organization, and I'm a small organization. We had 7 total recruits, so that was really exciting, and 6 were from my first line, which that's my focus now. I'm realizing, okay, I got to get back to my personal team and really strengthen that. That was really exciting. I feel like kind of our spark is going because
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's exciting. And the sales were good. They were, we did just under 25, which is a little higher than what's been our average. So I'm happy with that. My goal is to get to 30 like this month and then keep growing from there. So
very cool.
What do you think it contributed to the spike in your recruiting this month?
awareness. I've really been focusing on creating like just a team culture. Our Facebook page is just getting busier, and I started recognizing anybody that would even get me a lead to talk to. So it was like, shout out to Danielle for, getting not one, but 2 leads to have an opportunity to chat today. And so I think that really kind of started them thinking, okay, I just need to do that, like the little baby steps. So.
Tell me more about that. How did you present that, or how do you call it opportunity chat?
Yeah, and that just ended up being what I put in one of the the messages. It really doesn't have a formal name, but I kind of figured I should probably give it a formal name.
Yeah.
So that was it, the opportunity chat. But really, as I
it's a challenge.
No, not even a challenge. Just as I'm working with them and talking to them about recruiting and looking for somebody or looking for anybody that's interested, it's so important to me that they don't get them to yes before they get them to me. I really try and emphasize, hey, if they're interested in information, if they are just willing to chat, that's when I'd love for you to get me involved, because I can kind of help guide the conversation and figure out if it would be a good fit for them or not. I'm not going to pressure anybody. They don't have to be afraid to call. But I can help figure out, if they're going to have hang-ups, if their husband's not going to want to watch the kids, how we can work around that before they go to their husband and that he says, well, who's going to watch the kids? And then they go, forget it.
That's so cool. Good for you. That's awesome. I'm glad you saw the results from it too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm hoping it will just continue, as people go, okay, that's just what we do,
And do you have the people that recruited, are they the ones that are working towards directorship? Like, is it?
They're both, well, one is a fairly new consultant. The other one is a brand new consultant, and she is, yeah.
Awesome.
She's not like aggressively going for it or anything, but I think she will be now because she just recruited 2 people. So,
Very cool. That's awesome. Congratulations. How about you, Maria?
It was stressful.
I love your honesty.
It was very, very stressful. My personal team, I just have no performers, and I had a bit of a down month because I was traveling, and so I had to sell $2,400 in corporate gifts Tuesday night to make it happen for my personal team 5,000. So that is my new, and I swore to everybody that will never, ever happen again. And I just need a new personal team, and I have no one. I mean, I had to be I don't want to tell anybody, but I'll tell you. I mean, I had
recording this call. I'm just letting you guys know it's being.
I had four personal team members out of like 30. I had 4 submit. 3 of those did like 200 or 201 or 206. And then 1 person did like 900. I mean, so it is just so minimal. It's just a very scary place.
Well, the good thing is you know how to fix it.
Right. So I brought host packets with me, and my goal, I mailed out 1 yesterday, and day's not over today. And that's my deal. Rebuild my March.
How's your recruiting?
It has been level also, just because my personal show calendar.
I find when you can get those new recruits, those are always the performers, I mean,
if I have shows, I'll recruit. I just know that. But if I have shows, I will recruit. I will recruit the host or somebody. But I've just gotten in a scary place.
How does March look then? Are you setting yourself up for March?
I have 3 cooking right now and 1 virtual, but I want to get that doubled. But I fly home Monday. I want to get it doubled before I go home. So.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, good. Well, I'm glad you pulled it off. That's awesome. What did you say about corporate gifts?
Yes, to a home builder.
Oh, okay. I was like, tell me the trick. That sounds awesome.
Right? I should maybe do it every month, but no, it was closing gifts for a home builder.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Is that a relationship you had established before?
It is, but and the secret with them, because I have a couple connections like that, I just send them screenshots or pictures, and I sent her 6, you know, the roasting pan with meat lifters, whatever. And she just texts back, yeah, I'll take 2 of those and 3 of those and 1 of those. And so if I can make the decisions easy to those kinds of people, anyway.
That's smart. I like it. Very cool.
Yeah.
I might have to give that a try. Great idea. Thanks.
How was your month, Genevieve?
Oh, it was good. It was good. It was kind of nice because I had a director's retreat over the weekend, and so I really tried to get my personal stuff closed up before I left, so I wasn't stressing, so I could, you know, be there for the team. And for the first time in a long time, all my directors were green, so I was really
happy. For February too.
Yeah, and it was in the nick of time because the one that was struggling, she was going to lose her directorship if she didn't make it. She made it with sales to spare, so I'm thrilled about that because I'm working on building new directors right now. You know, for the same reason I want to have buffer when I promote, and yeah, I'm just really glad because I thought I was going to need a lot more buffer but it sounds like they're all re-energized and excited for spring, so I'm glad.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it was a good month. So we're just moving forward. Got a lot of work to do. So, all right. So we're going to talk about directors. And I was thinking, so I did it based on the votes, what everybody was thinking of feedback and stuff on our site. So I was thinking we could talk about what you do to maintain director teams to, you know, help them want to be paid as director and all that kind of stuff. And then the second thing, if we have time, since there's only a few of us online, I thought maybe we could talk about national conference and what we're doing to get people to national conference and some ideas there. Because I know for me, the more people I can get to national conference, the more productive I know they are in the fall. And that's always my goal. And so I always push national conference for the fun and the learning, more the fun. And that way, once they get there, then I can be like, aha, now you got to work. Like, so, so I'm always going through the push. Like in January and February is when I try and get most of them to book their plane tickets and commit. And then I get the excitement of like, well, since you're going anyway, let's try and walk as director and, you know, go from there. So I'd love to brainstorm that if that would be okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about today?
I love the strengthening directors. I could use that
Okay.
right now.
Yeah, me too. So, okay, so what I was thinking is we can just maybe go around and share 2 or 3 ideas. And I always think the more specific we can make them, the better. I know sometimes, like, it's really easy to get caught into, you know, well, you know, I create better relationships. Well, what do you do to create better relationships? And really get down to the detail, because I know we've all been doing this long enough where we've tried different things, but sometimes it's just a really small tweak and a small detail on something that we're already doing that helps, in my opinion. So I was just thinking if all of us can share like maybe 2 or 3 things that we're doing to improve the director team, and we can either do like one idea and then go around, or we can share all our ideas and then go to the next person. I don't mind. You guys are running this just as much as me, so whatever you guys want to do too.
Well, my brain continues to work, so if we want to go back around that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, Hannah, do you want to start?
Yeah, and actually, so like I said, I could totally use this right now. I have one downline director, and we're just coming back from Barbara Duke's retreat, which was amazing. And she's in just such a funk. She's so just like, we just met, you know, post, and she's really not even interested in growth. So I am in this place where I'm like, okay, how do I maybe re-spark something with her, or just keep her excited about working with her team?
Did she go to the retreat with you, Hannah?
She did,
And
yeah.
she's still in a funk?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to have to replace her. That's not good. If she's coming back from a retreat in a funk, that's not good.
Right. Well, I think there was a lot that was eye-opening for her, and almost kind of has made her do some self-evaluation and realize that she's maybe not, she's really disappointed in working with people. She's kind of one of those that's like, I can count on myself. I can't count on recruits. So, so somehow I have to figure that out. But what I really want to do is recognize the great stuff that's going on with her team. I'm just kind of trying to think of what I can do. But one thing, Marna Ross was a speaker, and One of the things that she said I thought was awesome. She's like, if they twirl and fart, you recognize them. You know, if they, I know they do, you recognize them. So I really think I'm going to start doing that with her team, just watching what they're doing so that I can recognize her team, her organization as growing, as doing positive things, you know, on Facebook, and people reaching out to her and saying, hey, did you see that someone said this? That's just the start of it. That's just kind of where I'm thinking.
That's
I know
awesome.
small,
I like it. So what kind of specific ideas are you thinking to recognize the team?
Really anything that I can see that they're doing. So bookings, or if I see, if I'm talking to some of, you know, a recruit pop up, which is rare on their team, but maybe I'll do the same thing. I'll offer opportunity chats for them as well, just so that she can feel positive, you know, about some of the activity. Even say, like sales, I'll probably recognize, okay, so-and-so got the first show in for the month. So-and-so's at X amount of dollars, stuff like that. Anywhere where I can highlight them, I think.
And how are you going to recognize?
On our team page.
Okay.
On our Facebook page, yeah.
Awesome.
And I want them to see it, of course, the consultant, but I really want her to see it. Tag her, actually, now that I think about it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, I think what you might find too, Hannah, is that, because I've had that, you know, with the directors, that you just can't get the spark in them. But I think that it's definitely, especially if she's not doing a whole lot of that, for you definitely to reach down and do that, because one of two things are going to happen. She may get that spark then and be like, oh yeah, they're great. Or you're going to find somebody else down there that has a spark that you'll be able to pull up, and you will just end up replacing her. You know, I don't think I ever realized how, you know, we always talk about consultants, how they come and go and whatever. I don't think I ever realized until you have like a bulk of directors, how many of them come and go. You know what I mean? Like it's, you know, you think they're really invested, but they're sometimes aren't as much. So
I remember when I lost my very first director, and I was devastated. I was like,
yeah,
how could you leave? Like I took it so flippin' personally. And
yeah,
but you're right. I mean, and that's what I've learned, and that's why I'm, you know, I'm frantically trying to create an immense buffer on the team of directors, because they come and go too. They lose their spark. And I agree. I mean, definitely reaching down to the team, because you're either going to show her how to do it and set a good example, or you're going to create better relationships on her team when she's not there anymore. And that's happened to me more times than I care to admit. You know, you've got to create relationships with them too. So
I think the other thing too, and I honestly don't think she's going anywhere. She's been with me for, well, I shouldn't say that. Never say never. I know that. But that's not my concern. My concern is just getting her back to being excited about,
hey, Jenny.
Hi.
Just about business and growing. And so my second thought is promoting other directors, like just going back to working with my first line. And I think, you know, the promotion is just exciting. So.
Is she content where she's at?
Yeah.
And she performs?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then love her where she's at.
Yeah.
Maybe that's, you know, I mean, she could be an awesome, consistent, great director for you, and that's okay.
Well, and whenever you're working with the downline, you're either going to create a second gen by doing that, or you're just going to make it that much easier for her to keep her directorship because you're strengthening her team. So, I mean, I have never found a negative of working with, you know, downline's team. So that's awesome. Very cool. All right, Anna, what's yours? Oh, Jody, hi, welcome.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late.
That's okay. What we're doing right now is we're just going around in circles talking about sharing an idea of how you keep your director team strong, and what different ideas that you can do to keep, once they are a director, how you're keeping them a strong director and working with their team and stuff like that. So we're just sharing one and then going around to the next person, and we just started that.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I guess my thing that I was going to share was not so, I mean, I can definitely, I mean, I'm trying to think of specifically what we do, you know, why the directors want to stay director and stuff like that. It's mostly probably the perks, and, you know, but we do a lot together. Like I do a retreat, and I've done that for the last couple of years. I rent as sort of their Christmas gift, I rent a little tiny cottage. I think I told you guys that last on the ocean, and we go sit there for for a couple nights, and it's in Freeport, so it's sort of an outlet town as well. So then we go shopping and dinner, those kind of things, or just sometimes we'll meet for dinner. So was it Jody who we've got these teams that are from far away now too. So you don't always get together with those directors and stuff, and sometimes that's hard. But that's what I wanted to share was my whole thing about keeping these directors and making them strong. And I, again, have some of these directors that have been around for a long time, and they will consistently struggle, and a lot of times there isn't much growth. And that's, again, what I'm trying to do for them. So I am telling you, we have just specifically gone back to lead, and I've told them 8 shows a week, 8 shows a month, 2 consultants a month. 8 shows a month? Yeah, 8 shows a month and new consultants a month. Because some of my girls did go through lead, not all of them though, and one is going through the new one, but I've just made that their challenge. And so I told them, I said, from now through June, I'm going to invest $50 a month into this team. And it's sort of the whole Stacy Itzel thing, do you guys know how she does her incentives for her directors? Yeah. With her, Maria, what she does with her executive, she started this to keep them green. So, and we're not there yet. I need them to have a personal business. There are several directors on my team that do not have a strong personal business. And if they had a strong personal business, if they were doing 8 shows, they would not have to worry about being 5,000. They just wouldn't. But so what Stacy does is to keep them green. She takes her car allowance, her $500 car allowance, and then in the first month, if they have structure to be green, then any director in her organization, even if they're not needed to be that structure, she will take $100 and she will raffle it, or, do a drawing for each one of those directors. They're dead in it for the $100. Now, if they're green the second month, she'll take $200 of her car allowance, and then there's $200 going into it, and she'll do that up to 5. But she said that one year she maybe was paid 4 times 5 times maybe as a executive, and then the year she did that, there was only 2 years she wasn't, or 2 months that she wasn't. Does that make sense? I'm not making sense at all. Yeah. So I needed to do something. I wanted to incentivize them to personal business, to kick up their personal business. So that's been what the focus of my whole organization, it seems like, because I'm just finishing up a business builders director thing, and that's the same thing I'm doing with them. 8 shows a week, or 8 shows a month. You have to have 8 shows a month. You need to submit 8 shows a month. Mm-hmm. And then the two
do you have any directors that work full time? Do you get any pushback on that?
No, because of virtuals.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because I do have one girl that was doing her job, she does have a full-time job, and her job has changed a little, and so we had to retreat. She was going to cut down that she only maybe last month had 3 days to go out. But with virtuals, we're selling as much on virtuals as we are cooking shows. So it's not, I just had those questions. I was just having that conversation with somebody, because I keep having that questions at parties, do you think that you sell as much on virtuals as you do cooking shows? And you girls that do a lot of virtuals, but I do about half and half, and I'm saying I had $1,500 and $1,000 one in January. You know what I mean? Those are my virtual parties. So it's you can't say that it's any different. So I don't care what kind of shows they do. They just need to submit 8, just like in lead when we did, right?
Cool.
So that's it. So I thought I was going to have 1, because I just thought the one girl that always did stuff was going to be the one. And I actually have 3 that are going into the drawing for this month. So, and the other girls are I'm having 8 shows next month. It's just sort of in the verbiage kind of thing too. So, and then I'm going to, hopefully we'll be back to executive by the summer. So then I'll go into that, now you've got a good solid personal business, and we can go into working, because they're working with their teams anyway, but they're probably working with their dead teams more than their own personal business, which is sucking the life out of it.
I know. It's a hard lesson to learn.
It is. So that's what I've been doing, just as an incentive for them.
Awesome. So for one thing I was going to share was I got back from a retreat too. I was at a different one than Hannah, so I'm like super excited now to talk to Hannah. But I had like Stacy Itzel there, Robin Schilling's my national, Nancy Jo Ryan was there. We had really great speakers. I was super pumped walking out of there. And I think I was most excited because all of my directors went too, which is a feat going from New Mexico to Pennsylvania. So
Yeah, wow.
I was super impressed. That's the first time I've ever had directors go with me to a retreat. So I was really excited. And then we were lucky enough, she even opened up a couple spots at the end for people that were really close to promoting to try and encourage them because they had open spots and I got to take another extra one. So we're really coming back pumped and excited. But the one I wanted to share was I really find that my team struggles with how to work with their team. Like I feel like when they get to the point of director, they know they have to do the 8 shows. They know they have to recruit. They're not all great at it, but they know that that's, you know, important in order to get paid. But I feel like they really struggle when they work with their team. They don't know how, they don't know. I have one director that frankly just won't work with them anymore because she can do the sales by herself. And so she's like, well, that's just too much of my time and I don't have that time to spend. I'd rather work on my own personal business. Kind of like what Hannah was saying, you know, if she can't count on them, then why should she spend the time on them? And so, and then I have newer directors that just, it's not intuitive to them. And so one of the things that I've started doing a couple months ago, and it's making a big difference, is I really want to try and set the example on how to do it. And so every single recognition that I'm doing right now, every single incentive, everything that I've been doing for my entire organization versus just my personal team. And so like one of the ones we do is the Green Team Challenge. And that one, everyone who is green for that month goes into a drawing at the first of the next month. And if they were green the previous month, one person will have their name drawn and they get $100 of their choice in product from Pampered Chef products. And if their name's drawn and they were green by the 15th, then that goes up to $150. And so, and I thought about when I first started doing this several months ago that I was just going to do it for my personal team, but I thought, you know what? I mean, for the amount of people that it would be to, you know, because the personal team is the bulk of our organization. So to add the extra teams on, I thought, you know what? If nothing else, it's going to help my teams by getting people excited to stay green. Like, hey, if you just do this, you'll go into Genevieve's drawing for the product. So I include the organization. I also do the Rock Stars Do and Tell. I think we talked about this last time. It's going around now. There's several. You guys know what I'm talking about, or do you want me to explain that one?
Yeah, no, I do it.
Everybody does it?
No, I don't know what it is.
Okay. You use the hashtag Rockstars Do and Tell on your Facebook page with your team, and every time they do some kind of business income producing activity, whether they book a show, they set up a recruiting interview, they submit a show, whatever it is, they post what they did. I prefer pictures because I think it's more fun, and then have them use the hashtag Rockstars Do and Tell. And then every Monday I do a drawing for a $10 Amazon gift card, only because it's super easy and I don't have to put anything in the flipping mail. So I just go on Amazon, Amazon Prime, and send them an e-gift card for $10. And again, I'm including my entire organization so that everyone, like I need my teams to be active just as much as I need my personal teams and my new directors. So I've opened it to the entire organization, and everybody loves that because not only does it stop me from having to go in and brag on people and try and find things to recognize them for, they're recognizing themselves, and then all I have to do is jump in and say, you're a rock star, you're awesome, congratulations. And it also, one of the things that by accident it's done for my team is it's made that cream come to the top, and I can find those people really quick. So if I'm finding somebody that has a multitude of shows all of a sudden, I'm going to make sure that I'm working with them no matter where they are in the organization to try and, hey, you just mentioned you got back from a show last night. How did it go? Tell me about your leads. Let's call somebody together. Like, it's given me a really quick way to identify those people and reach out to them no matter, again, where they are in the organization. And I'm trying to think, there's one other thing I was going to bring up from the retreat, one of the things that they talked about, I apologize, that's my phone in the background, sorry guys. One of the things they talked about at the retreat that was a big aha for me is Happy Meal. And I do Happy Meal, but it's sporadic. It's here and there. It's nothing consistent, but I do put things in the mail, and the executives got up and talked about like how much mail they actually send out. And I was blown away. Like, I was like, holy smokes, like Nancy Jo Ryan got up and said she just personally signed and wrote out 137 cards to put in the mail before she left. And I'm like, what? So I've obviously misinterpreted Happy Mail and what it can do. And so they were saying kind of like what Hannah was saying, recognizing everything. And I'm going to really like set aside specific business time in my office now to do Happy Mail, to do it more often and to do it more frequently, to do it for more people, and then again through my entire organization. So that's been it's made a huge difference, like in my last few months, changing the way that I do it and doing it for the whole organization, because not only am I setting an example for my directors on how to do this, but I'm creating relationships with everyone in the organization, and they know who I am, and they like that connection. So that's my thing.
What are the Happy Mail? What do you mean more often? What are people doing that is not just the active people, or
well, that was the thing. Like they said, like one of the things they do is they put postcards in the mail if they were active. If they submitted at least 150 in sales, they put a postcard in the mail. And my attitude before that, I mean, I'll probably get struck by lightning, was like, I don't have time to recognize $150 people. And then Nancy Jo Ryan shared that she said she made over $100,000 last year on just her hobbyists. She's like, they matter. You need to recognize them. And I'm like, oh, like that really made me change, because I was recognizing something that was out of the box, like a recruit or, $1,000 show or something like that. And I would put something in the mail for them, but I didn't think I needed to spend time on people just being active. Obviously I do. So I'm going to that was one of the things I was going to start doing, was postcards or some kind of card or something for $150. And then just,
on the Happy Mail, before you keep going, I have a Stampin' Up lady that I just screenshot the names and addresses to, and she mails them out, and I pay her once a month. So if you have a Stampin' Up person, they're a great Happy Mail connection.
That's awesome. And I buy cards for my Stamp It Up girl.
What is she? Because my mom does Stampin' Up, and she makes all my thank you cards.
Well, what she mailed out this morning for me to my 4 active people were a set of 6 little, I guess there's a set that's all like cooking things, like it's a mixer and something or something. She sent me a picture of it. And so each of the active got a set of the 6 little cards, like gift tags almost, or little notes that they can use with their hosts. They weren't foldable cards, but they were these square little. So little. I have a picture I'll post when we hang up.
Oh,
please.
Thanks. That's awesome.
I would love that.
So that was just kind of my biggest, aha, was, the amount of Happy Mail, like they were like, you recognize everything. Like, even if it's just a card, if it's a post on Facebook, if it's, there's so many different, like there were tons of ideas that were shared, and I don't want to take up all the time, so I can share on the second go round if you want, but I was just like, it just blew my mind. I just sat there. I probably sat there looking like an idiot with my mouth open, and like, I was just like, I just don't do that much stuff. I recognize my performers. I recognize my people in their 90 days. I recognize a lot of things, but I'm obviously not doing the same volume that some of these other superstars are doing. So that's something I'm going to change almost immediately. So,
can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
So, for your Green Team Challenge, how many directors do you have?
Right now I have 3.
So it's you between those 3 people?
No, everybody who's green on the team, every consultant, if they submit at least $150.
So it's not green director team, it's just green.
Correct. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's anyone who submitted at least $150 the previous month. And if they do it by the 15th, that's when they get the boost. So that's why it's like this big, like, oh, I really want to make sure I do it by the 15th. Like, it's really funny the amount of people that posted yesterday that they're already green, because they're like, they want, if their name's going to be drawn, they want the 150. So.
I do the green by 15 postcards.
That's what I do.
I'm sorry?
I do that too.
They seem to love it. I tried it thinking like, is this enough to kind of motivate somebody? And I'm hearing a lot of them, hey, are we still doing that? Oh, I'm getting my show in, or, oh man, I'm so bummed because I don't have anything until the end of the month. And so then we talk about what they can do to get that postcard because they like it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I really didn't think it would be that big of a deal. I thought for the energy that it's going to take me to mail that stuff out and the cost and everything, like, does it matter? But it sounds,
did they say at your retreat? I remember hearing a stat that 80% of our team is that, our hobbyists. Did they say anything about that?
No, I don't remember hearing a stat in regards to that, but I was just really surprised. Like, I know it sounds terrible, but I'm like, yeah, I probably did that when I first started out, but my personal team right now is over 100 people. Like, the thought of doing that, makes my hand hurt. Like,
or just to be easy, Genevieve, because I have the same thing. I'm going 75 people are active, and I'm sending out that many Happy Mails sometimes. So I don't write cards necessarily. I have these and I can send you the thing. This is just a little label. I slap it on the front of an envelope.
Okay.
And then, like this month, I got Smarties in a little Valentine, looking like a Valentine. And so anybody that was active got that in there, and then I just sent it out. And
how much does that cost you to mail though, Anna?
One of the butterflies. So the non-machinable ones.
Okay.
So you don't know what?
I don't know what that is.
Can't do it through stamps.com, but the butterfly is, I let it go through, but it's the butterfly stamp. I don't know how much it is. Though. Maybe 60
There's a little
cents.
surcharge because it's non-machinable. I think it's like
right.
40
It's non-machinable. Yeah, and it's probably. I'd rather them be as flat as possible, but the non-machinable is made for those like Stampin' Up! Cards and stuff that have a lot of embellishments and the square envelopes, those kind of things. But my mail people will let it go through. So I do.
Do you guys all have 50 to 100 in your personal team?
I don't.
No.
I'm up to 41.
Just your other 3 hot rods?
But I just have.
Yes, you are.
No, listen, the reason I have that many is because I've lost those directors. And so other people keep dumping back in.
And I'm like that because I haven't showered. So I'm obviously spending more time recruiting than showering. So
You go, girl.
But here's another, an idea for that Happy Mail. So laminated, the new logo thing.
Oh, love it. Love it.
get that done, Anna.
Well, my sister did it. She's a director on my team. I don't know. She just printed it off and then laminated it.
Love it.
So I have it for next year. There's also you could just do a little tea bag and put it with a little paper. There's some saying that says, "You're my cup of tea." I don't know what it's something. I'm not really.
Of nuts one time. I'm nuts about you.
Yes. So you just do it so that it's nice.
I was just gonna do a postcard, and now I feel like I have to go buy gifts now too.
I know.
But I don't handwrite anything. I just shove these in the envelope with the Happy Mail. Then they know what it is.
Oh, okay. So you don't do you even do a postcard or anything with it, or no?
No, they got the whole thing. Here's the thing: when you're talking about that, they really do like it. They do love it. We had a team retreat at the end with my organization in the fall last year, and we did one little breakout of how, what do you like about being part of the team or whatever, and Happy Mail kept coming up as something that they like. And we just do it for if they're active. Now, I've given it to my teams. I'm not doing it for my whole organization. They have to do it for their. So mine is I got to get them to inspire them to want to grow. Right? So that they'll deal with their own teams.
Okay. But the putting them in a drawing isn't a big deal to me. That's why I did it. But the thought of doing Happy Mail, I don't know. I still haven't come to full terms with that. It's only a couple days after the retreat, so I've got to decide what I want to do and who I want to do it for, and that's what I'm processing that right now. So.
Do you have an assistant? Do you ever use an assistant?
I just hired one this month.
What was it?
That would be it.
She was asking if I have an assistant, and I said I just hired a virtual assistant to help me with a bunch of stuff. So.
Oh wow. That's cool.
Well, we're gonna see how this goes. I'm a little excited. I haven't got my first bill yet, so we'll see.
Well, how do you do stuff like that, like the Happy Meal?
Yeah, I've got her working on a couple things like that. So I don't know. I got to figure it out. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much time. Sorry. Jody, what do you want to share?
Can you tell me what we're sharing again?
We're sharing our deepest, darkest secret and our biggest fear. Just
Your
kidding.
age and weight? Is that?
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah. No, we're sharing a tip to keep directors strong and active.
So I just lost a director, so I'm not sure I'm the best to be explaining or sharing a tip. However,
We've all been there, honey.
I do have one really strong director and one other director. And one of the directors this is her last month where she's do or die. She's either going to do it or don't. And she is 100% not virtual, doesn't want to be, never has. And so I basically told her, I was just like, she's leaving for a week this month. And so I just said, why not do your own virtual? Why not just get your feet wet, ask 3 friends, try it out, and see what happens that week while you're on vacation. And I basically told her last week I was at a retreat. I had 4 virtuals. One of them ended up being 900 in sales, one was 800, one was 700, and one was 200, and 3 of the 4 signed on my team. All the while I'm at the retreat and doing my thing there. And what would I have done had I not did a virtual?
That's impressive, Jody.
So just trying to encourage them. And my other girl, she's 100% virtual. So really encouraging them to do something that they're not used to doing to get the result that they want.
I like it.
I don't know whether ideas were shared before, but some of the things that we talked about, we just had Judy Joel here yesterday, which was amazing.
Nice.
And, she kept going back to the inspirational leadership aspect of it and, creating that picture and vision so clear that they can see themselves in it. And one of the things that Stacy does, our exec, is whenever we do our anything together, she's like posting pictures on Facebook and just that whole being a part of, and you want to be on our director team. And, once they get on that director team, they don't want to leave it because they don't want to lose out on those director events.
Mm-hmm.
So how to keep them motivated, I'm all for some more ideas. So if any of you got it, I'm listening, open.
That's cool. No, it's a good idea. Try and get them to try something new. So, because they get in a rut as much as we do. So, cool. Thanks, Jody. Maria, unmute. Your turn.
My gosh, oh, there we go. Okay. The thing I thought of, and I do feel like this is my strong point, my personal team might suck, but I think I'm with the director part. I'm a huge believer in building independence. And so when they take ownership of their own team is when I see that they become the strongest. So even when they're to that, where they have 3 people, 4 people, and they're getting close to promoting, I'll encourage them to, get a team name. I have a very blunt conversation with them about we, us, our versus I and me and my, so that they get it right away, that it's about a team, and have them make their own Facebook group. And I have that conversation with them, the difference between that and, the organization one, what we post where. Just so the ones that have really embraced that are just so strong. And it's like you were talking earlier about, people down inside their team. Like the one I'm thinking of, her name is also Maria. She just promoted December 1st. But because of her Facebook group or her name, and that there's a Chelsea in her team, and she's just competitive, and she's all about the best in team. Like she's always cheering each other on. It's like that friendly camaraderie, that friendly, that gets built, because everybody wants to be part of something winning. And when we try and do it in the whole Pampered Chef world, number one, they don't know those people over there, or it's just so nationwide, it's huge. But when we can get it within the Barrios organization, so I do a lot of camaraderie and independence, and I know you don't want it vague, but so like they'll have their own Facebook groups and teams. I go in there and like, oh my gosh, the best in team, and I'll do recognition just for that team. And then I have a director group, and I go whenever I do something with my personal team that I think is just brilliant. Then I'll put a post in there, and I'll start it out with idea alert, and then maybe it's a screenshot of what I posted in my personal, and then I'll idea alert, whatever. And a lot of times they follow suit, and it's more powerful in their teams because they have more energy than I currently have in mine. But those are the two things.
So you have an organizational one and a personal team one, Maria?
Yes. And I created that. I created it probably 6-9 months ago because I was doing what you were doing, Genevieve, where I was doing everything for the organization, and I was just showing the love everywhere, and forgot about my personal team. And then that's why I'm in the boat that I'm in right now. So, but what happens in there is, I don't even know. I mean, I can invite people to, if you guys want to peek in any of them, but the personal team is like activity ideas, like, a challenge, sell 25 brownie pans, or, team meetings, personal team goals. I just posted that this morning for March. And then my inspiration and my do and tell, that's over in the organization one. And then I recognize, the leaders, the director team that are 10,000 and above. I do that every month. And I do this little chart. It's got these pack of lions coming. And then I'll, here it is, here are the top 10,000 teams in January, and then I put the February above that. I post that in each individual and personal team page plus my organization, and then I'm tagging people in, leading the pack, and so a lot of team recognition.
How do you guys handle people that aren't on Facebook? Because I find that the majority of the people are, but for the ones that aren't, it's really, like I had one that she's about to promote as a director, and she just doesn't do Facebook. She's a little bit older.
But I like in that situation, if it's somebody like that, I'll say, you know what, you don't have to be on there personally or socially, but just for a training aspect.
I've tried.
She won't do it.
She's not interested. She thinks it's a generational thing. She's not interested. I show her the benefits. I've even spent one-on-one time training her. I just feel like she's missing out on so much, and now I'm worried her entire team is going to miss out on so much.
But then they're in your organization support.
Yeah.
So they're seeing that. I try and send out a organization-wide email through Consultants Connection once or twice a month with whatever, so that I know everybody's getting.
Have you guys ever tried? One of the things that was brought up in our retreat was group texting. Have you guys ever done the group texting apps? Have you tried that?
Tried, and it never worked right for me because you want is there one that because you want it to go out separately, not as like a group one, right?
Sorry, what was that?
The different apps, you mean? Like GroupMe.
Yeah, there's GroupMe, and then I'm trying to remember the one Stacy Itzel said she used. Oh, Group to Text is what it's called. So it goes out to the group, and when they reply, though, it only replies to her, not the group. I don't know. I was just wondering if you guys have tried it, because I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
That would have been so nice last night. I text every single teammate individually saying how excited I am about the new products, how I miss them, and then asking them if they needed some ideas on how to get some bookings in March. And that would have really saved me a lot of time.
Yeah,
group text or
groups. It's called. So we've learned this. If you have an Apple phone, then I think you have to use group to text because that's only Apple. It doesn't work for Android. And it's group with the number 2 text. And then the one I found was GroupMe that works for my Android phone, but I just barely downloaded it and I've got to play around with it. But I was just curious if any of you guys knew of some, because I'm trying to find another way of communicating.
If you do it as a group, though, do they get it individually or do they see that it was a group text?
That is a great question. I don't know the answer. I will let you know though, as soon as I play around with it.
We use GroupMe as a family. And basically it is it's a group text. But the beauty of it is it's not dinging everybody's text messages. So if you post, everybody's seeing it, but that's GroupMe. I don't know about group to text.
But do they all need to have the same app?
Yes.
You need to get everybody to have.
Yes, and I tried it a couple years ago, and that's where the pain came, and I was like, okay, screw it, forget it, but then that was my
so with GroupMe, they have to have the app too?
Yes.
I don't think so, because when I was playing around with it with just my director, they didn't have it.
GroupMe?
Yeah, I'll double check and see which one it is, but I thought it was GroupMe that we were trying. We all downloaded something different in the airport on the way home this weekend, and so we were trying different stuff to try and understand what would be easier.
What was the other one you said, Genevieve? Group to text?
Yes, with the number 2. So group.
I'm not coming to. I have text to group.
Oh well, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just dyslexic.
Text the group. Quickly send SMS messages.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
So I just was curious if anybody wants to post on the page if they have ideas like that. But I'm trying to figure out, because I do have. I mean, it's still a small percentage, but I have a good 5%, maybe even more now, that don't use Facebook at all.
Wow.
I know. I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but I do it because of the team, and I'll post personally here and there, but it's mostly the business stuff for me. So.
It's such a good tool. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even asking them to do virtual parties. I'm just asking them to get on the dang group.
For training purposes, and some do and some don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're just missing out. They're missing out on a lot.
Well, and that's the thing. Like all my challenges, all the the hashtag ones that I do, and all those challenges are all Facebook, and I'm not going to change those because of a certain percentage. But there's also certain things I'd like to. I don't know. I got to figure it out. So I just find that it's really hard to find something that everyone uses. Like even email. Like I have people that just don't check their email that often, and
I know,
that
me
baffles
too.
me. But
How about newsletters? Do you still do the paper newsletters or anything?
not paper newsletters.
But one that an email attachment or something?
An email. What do you do, Anna?
I pay Lori Monahan.
Oh, that's who I just hired.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Oh, I'm so
She's
happy
done-
to use her.
Yes, she's done my, I haven't done what I just do the newsletter, just the newsletters, the monthly newsletters, which still says executive group or something. I don't know. It still says, I just noticed that it's been going out saying executive team for the last 8 months. Nobody even knows the difference. I don't think anyone knows.
You're still an executive team. You just have to requalify. That's all.
Exactly. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I started using. And I talked to her on the phone yesterday because I'm like, okay, I need more ideas. Tell me what else you can do for me. So I like her. So far, so good. So.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Yeah. So. All right, ladies. Well, we're out of time. Is there any other anybody else want to throw in another share or another idea or a question or anything?
Let's cover National Conference real fast.
Real fast? All right. I got to get in the shower before my show, but okay.
Oh, it is 4:06. Sorry.
All right. Do you guys want to stay online for a couple minutes? Or you guys have to go?
Oh, that's good. We can put it in the group if anybody's doing anything unique to market it. I'd love to hear it, but we can put it in the group. I didn't realize
that's a good idea. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. We can go ahead and share in the group. I'll post. I have lots of ideas and things that I do. I can share. So I'm sure you do too. So. All right. Anything else? Any ideas for next month?
Make us think.
What?
More the same.
More the same? Yeah, this is all we care about. Like, we can book shows and recruit. Just tell me how to keep directors.
Yeah.
Lord help us. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'll go ahead and post the recording, and we'll just keep posting in between, because I think we're only supposed to do these once a month, right?
What is the date of our next one? Is it
It's supposed to be the first Thursday at Thursday, same time.
Okay.
That's what we agreed on the other week. So,
Got it.
is that still okay with you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll post in the group, and if anyone wants to do a sporadic one, you know, in March, if something comes up or you want to have a topic, I'm happy to throw out my Zoom link, and we can keep doing this if that helps. So.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
ladies.
guys. Appreciate your time. Thank
See
you.
you later.
Bye.